What's up, YouTube? Eric here. Flo Rida was in the news today. He won an $82.6 million lawsuit against Celsius Holdings, the energy drink company. Now, $82.6 million is a pretty big number if you look at the quarterly revenue that Celsius brings in, and this company's not profitable, it's burning cash. But with that said, it has an exciting growth trajectory. So I'm gonna cover this news really quick, and then we're gonna dig into Celsius Holdings to see if it's a buy or not at these levels. I'm gonna look at an investor deck, I'm gonna look at valuation, I'm also gonna look at a chart. So Celsius Holdings stock a buy now? Let's find out. So here it is right here. Here's the news. It's from Rolling Stone. Rapper successfully argued the company failed to pay him what he was owed as part of an endorsement deal. It's Flo Rida. It's not Florida, it's Flo Rida. So $82.6 million. Here's a picture of him drinking a Celsius. So a jury in Broward County, Florida sided with the rapper. His real name is Tremar Lascelles Dillard. If you didn't know that, there you go. You learn something every day here on Fired Up Wealth. He accused Celsius of not paying him the stock options and bonuses. I'd want the stock too, especially because it's ran a couple 100% in the last year or so. So specifically, Dillard was after the 1% ownership stake in the company. That would be a pretty nice paycheck right there. In a statement shared with Rolling Stone, Dillard celebrated the victory, saying, "From the start, I only wanted what I worked for, nothing more, nothing less. I was instrumental in the Celsius that you know and love today. When this journey began, no one knew Celsius." So he's taking a lot of credit here. "I took Celsius all over the world through my videos, concerts, appearances, and social media." He's saying he gained new respect for the courts and God bless America. And here's a quick tweet of him actually drinking a Celsius after announcing this, which is kind of funny. So Celsius will, however, be able to appeal this ruling, so keep an eye on that. Dillard and Celsius first partnered back in 2014. The parties renewed their agreement in 2016 and finally wrapped up in 2018. So if you look at the stock performance, it's done really well since 2014, 16, and 18. So I would be going after $82 million as well. And it goes on to explain more. I'm not going to read it all. Let's dig into this company though, and let's see if this is a stock that you should be buying at these levels. Okay, so the market's kind of selling off today and the stock is down about 3%. Could be partially because of this news. It's at 98.66 right now, a share. If you look at the year to date, it's basically flat. Over the last year, it's up 121%. I'm going to look at a more detailed chart later, so I'm not going to go into too much detail in the chart. Market cap on this is about $7.5 billion. It's not profitable right now, so there's no PE ratio. I'm going to look at a price to sales ratio next. The 52-week low is 38.31. If you bought at that level, you've already made a lot of money. The 52-week high was 122.24, and it kind of got in that level just recently and topped out. We'll look at a chart here later. So the lawsuit's for $82.6 million. If you look at the revenue for last quarter, September 2022, $188 million. So that's a pretty big number, especially because they're burning cash and not profitable. Net profit margins negative 96%. It does have some pretty explosive growth here though, 98% year over year. If you go to June, 136% on that quarter growth, 166% year over year, and then 192% year over year. So it has slowed down some, but still very explosive growth for this company. So looking at a price to sales ratio, again, it has no PE. Let's look at price to sales. Back in 2018, it was about 7.5. It got down all the way to 3 here. In 2019 in January, during the pandemic sell-off, it got down under 3 to 2.7. It got really expensive here, up to 40 price to sales, June of 2021. It's trading right now around 13.69 price to sales. So that is pretty expensive, you know, especially in this type of a market. But a lot of people are excited about the growth trajectory and thinks the company can grow into that valuation. So I want to tell you a little bit about the company so you have some background. This is from an investor deck. Our mission, Celsius Holdings, founded in April of 2004 as a global company with a proprietary, clinically proven formula for flagship brand Celsius. Our mission, to become the global leader of a branded portfolio which is proprietary, clinically proven, or innovative in its category. So they portray this as a healthy energy drink. So it has no sugar, no high fructose corn syrup, no artificial flavors or colors, artificial sweeteners, any of that kind of stuff. So it provides essential energy, proprietary blend, 7 multivitamins, accelerates your metabolism, burns fat. And they really try to partner with health clubs and things like that. I'm going to show you here later different places you can buy these products. So this is the company telling us why we should consider investing in Celsius. Disruptive, proven, proprietary, functional beverage, capitalizing on health and wellness, expanding channels of trade. They do have a partnership with Pepsi I'm going to talk about here in a couple minutes. Strong momentum and growth trajectory. That's why a lot of growth investors are very excited about this. And significant brand awareness. Now, one thing we have to question is moat. Does this have a moat? We'll talk about that more here in a little bit. If you look at some of these highlights, sales up 118%, 126%. These are big numbers. These are very attractive numbers for growth investors. So their convenience store channels increased by 77%. And this is going to be key because where I live, we didn't see these till very recently. So they are expanding more, they are growing, but they're getting more partnerships, more distribution deals and things like that. And that's going to be really critical as an investor to keep an eye on. On Amazon, year-to-date 2022, $42.9 million versus a year prior, $20.6 million, up 108%. So a lot of people order this on Amazon, have it shipped directly to their front door. So on Amazon specifically, they're number 2. They're actually ahead of Red Bull. So they have 18.5% market share. Red Bull has 12%. And Monster's the leader at 26.22%. So this is a big slide here. This is important. So 174,000 retail locations, and they're continuing to grow that distribution channel, that network. And you can see the convenience stores. You've got like the Casey's, the 7-Elevens. You can see on your screen different grocery stores like Hy-Vee, Publix, Kroger, Safeway, and so on. Costco, although my Costco doesn't sell it, and Sam's Club. So, I mean, you can get this a lot of places, even health stores like GNC, and you can buy it at pharmacies like CVS, at Rite Aid, even at Smoothie King. And then fitness brands I mentioned earlier, you can buy it at all, like Gold's Gym, you can buy it. You can buy it at Dick's, you can buy it at Anytime Fitness, Planet Fitness, LA Fitness, and so on. So they've got some great partnerships here, and they're building that more and more. This right here is huge. So Pepsi and Celsius announced long-term distribution agreement and investment. Now this just happened back in 2022 in August, and it's a really big deal. Let me go back to the slides and just show you here. So you think of Pepsi, they own all these different products, and they're number 2 position in beverages globally. Okay, so this is a really big partnership for them. This is why the stock has really taken off over the last year or so. Pepsi has also made a $550 million investment in Celsius through convertible preferred stock. So PepsiCo is now their primary distribution partner in the US, and they consider themselves a lifestyle brand. You see it throughout the slide deck. You know, Celsius represents a rapidly growing lifestyle energy brand that enhances Pepsi's existing energy portfolio. So when you look at that, just look at it.
Oh, would you look at this?
Yeah, well.
Would you look at that?
Yeah, there's a few more blemishes on the car.
Oh my gosh, just look at it.
So this is a list of assets owned by Pepsi, and some of this is partnerships like with Starbucks, but Sobe, Amp Energy, Mountain Dew Energy, Rockstar Energy. So you can see here, March 2020, right in the middle of the pandemic, PepsiCo announced that it agreed to acquire Rockstar Energy for $3.85 billion. Now, I showed you the market cap earlier, $7.5 billion market cap on Celsius today at $98 or so. Now, that's double of what Pepsi paid to buy Rockstar Energy. And you can argue that Celsius is a better brand, lifestyle brand, but just keep that in mind as an investor. That's a big number. So is Celsius stock a buy now? I'm gonna look at a chart and I'm gonna tell you what I think. Before I do that, I need to announce this video is sponsored by The Motley Fool. If you'd like to see the 10 best stocks to buy now, visit fool.com/firedupwealth and check out our Patreon Discord. It's patreon.com/firedupwealth. So Celsius ticker is CELH. It ran really hard from that May bottom. It was down here at $38.31. It started running, and then you had that Pepsi announcement, and it ran even harder, and then it pulled back. So it got up to $118, pulled back to $78, and it ripped from $78 here in November 2022 all the way up to $122 to a new 52-week high. So this just happened here in December, about a month ago, December 12th, and it's fallen dramatically from that 122 to about $98. Now, if you're looking at this is Fibonacci, so you're looking at a retracement here, kind of giving some of this back. It tried to bounce here around 96.70, got back up to about 116, and then it's kind of fading. So this was 78.25 recently. It was $38 in May, and now today it's trading at 98 bucks. So it's still kind of trading in this channel here, and it probably tries to find a footing somewhere where that previous test was here. This was just actually January 10th, it was down here. So if I look at this though, the S2 and the Fibonacci is 94. That would kind of be the bottom of this channel, and it could find support. It's not far from there right now. If you look at the bottom of that candle, the wick, I mean, you're only a few dollars off of that. And then this S3 here is down on this moving average. Me personally, so is Celsius stock a buy now? I think this is an exciting company. It's got an exciting growth trajectory. I understand why growth investors are so excited about it. You have to be careful with this with Moat. I know a lot of people I talk to that own it, they're very defensive when I say that and say, well, it's the best brand, it's this and that. But if I go to a gas station, I mean, there are a zillion different, there's Bang and there's Rockstar and there's, I can't even think of all of them off the top of my head, but literally if I go into a gas station, there's 3 coolers of different types of energy drinks. And you got the big players in there. I will say that the Pepsi partnership, for me, that distribution partnership, that is a strong case. That's a strong bull case there. With that said, trading at where it's at right now, the price of sale kind of elevated. You look at a chart, it's given back some, but it was just $78 too. So do I think this company will do well long term? I do. So if you own the stock, I think the stock is a hold. Am I a buyer right now with, hand over fist buying this stock? The answer is no for me personally. I'd probably wait for it to pull back a little more. I'd probably want it to come closer to this $85 level before I'd start a position. And that might not ever happen. So don't hate me if you own the stock. I think that the stock will probably do well long term, but this type of environment, there are a lot of other opportunities out there too. And it's hard for me to pay that kind of premium in this market. With that said, some of the best stocks, of course, always trade with a higher premium. So you got to do what's best for you. I am bullish on the outlook of this company longer term, but with the cash I have, limited cash I have, I'm not going to be buying here at $98 a share. Hope this video was helpful, and if it was, make sure you subscribe, click the bell to get notifications, drop a like, drop a comment. Have a great rest of your day. Take care.